on reflection, since we have done quite a few acquisitions, I mean, at least during my tenure in Win alone, we would have done close to about 15 acquisitions. So we know a thing or two about what works and what doesn't work here. First and foremost, it's a very human process. And you're dealing, and most of our acquisitions, I'm not sure, I've not actually done that study in detail to analyze acquisitions, let's say, how it happens in the services side. But I have some experience there too. Most of the acquisitions which we do are, I would say, entities which are founder-led. And they take it to a point where they feel for it to become more global and to scale it up, is better to actually partner along with someone, right? Having said that, they're very particular that it's a legacy which they are handing over to you. They're very emotionally attached still, right? It was a business or entity created by their father or grandfather, which they have nurtured and built it up to a place. And now is the time when they have to make that tough call, right? That should I now, for good reasons, for it to actually sustain and grow further, I need to partner either through acquisition or joint venture or whatever, and actually do it. But they're emotionally attached. And therefore, the reason I'm saying it, therefore, you have to actually be a lot more sensitive. You cannot go into this process with a templatized approach of how acquisitions get done. And this is my integration blue book. You know, right on day one, all emails change. Right on day two, all the signages will change. My guys will actually come sit on your floor in the cabins and will pretty much actually guide you on what needs to be done and it doesn't work. You got to actually do things which are essential. And sorry, I'm taking a little longer to explain, but it is important.
Point, and that's I'm glad you are explaining.
Yeah, and you got to do things which are important from from process, system integration. You must do it. Just making sure financial systems, regulatory standpoint, compliance standpoint, make sure that it's non-negotiable, and that's well understood even before you go in like this. But this whole quest to harmonize all your policies and salary structures and other, it's not a must. I mean, you're signing a fact check for a certain value you need to. I mean, so many times we do acquisitions where those entities are better known than Wipro in that space, in that geography. And we do go through the discussion, by the way, in our own board as well, that why do we call it Wipro X? Why don't we actually sunset it? Why would we do that? We had paid a heavy price for it, and that brand is well known there. So I live with it till such time. So there are multiple, I would say, strands to this subject. But I think at heart lies a certain sagacity and wisdom for you to know what to integrate and when to integrate, right? If you go in with the mindset that I'm the acquirer mindset that I got to actually change everything within 90 days, because that's what a lot of consulting firms also tell you. I mean, there is a perfect way of doing it. And that's where you begin to make those missteps, which are fairly expensive.
It's as much as an art as it's...
It is more of an art.
And that's why globally I was reading a data sometime back that why 8 out of 10 acquisitions, they failed to deliver the value that was put on that Excel sheet by investment bankers. Because the synergy benefits are linked to also people, culture, and how you handle this whole process of merger.